So in this video, we're going to talk about the next part in the process of manifesting the life you desire, or manifesting in general, right? So in the first, do a little recap. In the first video, I talked about how it's important to write about our current situation, to write about what our feelings are surrounding our current situation in minute detail. In my second video, I recapped that whole first video and then, urged you to really vent what's on your mind, what's in your heart, just to get it all out. Now, in part 3 here, the third video, I'm going to tell you something that probably is not the same as other people do. Venting all this stuff, getting it out on paper, doesn't make it go away. That's not the point. Again, I know there's a lot of new age thought that, says you need to focus on the positive, and I touched in my last video on this subject how I think it's really toxic when that new age thought that we create everything in our life, including the shit stuff. Well, I'm willing to meet it halfway and say, yeah, sometimes there's shit in our life because we made shit decisions, but then there's stuff that just happens, and bad things happen to good people. Good things even happen to bad people. Bad things happen to bad people. It's. I don't subscribe to. You brought something terrible into your life because you were thinking negatively. However, it does help to change the way you think. And when you change the way you think and you change the way you look at things, the things you are looking at change. And this video is about looking at all the stuff that you vented. It's not going to go away. But in order for you to move forward, in order for us to move forward, we need to look at it differently. So the next part of this process is you need to go through everything that you vented, start a brand new clean page with the date of the day that you're doing it, and go through all of what you vented, look at it through different eyes now, pick out all the things you are grateful for. An example, this is an example that everybody can relate to. You vent how much you hate your job, but you look at that and you say, oh my gosh, but I'm grateful I'm employed. I'm grateful I have a steady income. I'm grateful for what I have. So this is the gratitude portion of the exercise. You can't skip this, because one, those things you just vented, they're not going to go away even if you burn them. They're not going to go away. What we do by venting them is we bring our lives into focus. And by bringing our lives into focus, then we could see what we can change, what we can't, what we want to keep. And this is the important part, right? Because of manifestation work, I've had this experience when I was new. Often I would manifest something new, and regrettably, an old situation, to put it in the old proverb, it was the baby out with the bathwater, which would leave me feeling a little disappointed, I guess would be the best word. Is that I remember as I was manifesting something new, realizing that, but I wanted to keep that. sometimes there's things we can't keep. They're so tied into the stuff we don't want to keep that they got to go too. But sometimes there's things that we can salvage, and that's what the gratitude exercise is for. You want to salvage from all the stuff that you vented, the things that you feel grateful for, that you feel, you feel gratitude for. You want to, and what that does on an energetic level is that it secures the things that you are grateful for. The more we are grateful, anyone who has practiced gratitude will tell you the same thing. The more you're grateful, thankful, the more the more you say thank you, the more you are grateful to God, the universe, source, whatever you call where this stuff comes from. If you don't believe it, that it comes from anything, it comes from you. Grateful to yourself for bringing this stuff into your life. But if you don't believe in anything, how is this going to work for you? You probably wouldn't even be, if you don't believe in anything, you're not watching this video. But maybe you are. So let me try to make it approachable for everybody. Gratitude just attracts more of what you're grateful for. It's, again, like I said, I'm not new age, but there's some concepts that I've tried. They're tried, tested, and true. The more I'm grateful for my life, specific things in my life, the more of these things come to me. I'm grateful for work. I'm always grateful for work because when I was younger, I struggled a lot finding work, maintaining steady work. I was always on a freaking on-call list. I was always casual. Terrible. It was terrible. There was like no stability in my life when I was in my teens, 20s, and even a little bit into my early 30s. There was no stability. It was all, So now that I have stability, I'm very grateful for stability. I'm very grateful for work. And the more I'm grateful for work, the more I work. But that's another, so that's the point. I don't know if you caught it. You go through the list of the things that you vent, and even if you hate your job, be grateful for it because it's providing a roof over your head, it's paying your car payments, you know what I mean? It puts food on your table. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean we're going to get stuck there. It means that you need to acknowledge the things that you do have, the situations in your life that do serve you. You need to acknowledge them. You need to be grateful for them because it's like you're looking at a basket of fruit. And some of the fruit's going off, some of it's completely rotted, and some of it is salvageable. And some of it is just fine. The gratitude exercise is to pick out the fruit that's just fine, the fruit that's salvageable, and set it aside because that's what you're going to work with. That's the foundation that you're going to build upon because to manifest, you need to have a foundation. Look at any fairy tale that has a magic spell. You need to collect mundane things, put them together to build upon that spell. Take Cinderella, for instance. A pumpkin turned into a stagecoach. So that's the first one that popped in my head, the pumpkin and the stagecoach. Because I was talking about fruit. And pumpkin's not a fruit, but it's, it's produce, and I'm a little hungry. But anyway, I digress. The exercise now is to make a long list of every little thing in your life you are grateful for, beginning with picking what's salvageable and what's the good fruit from your vent list, from your previous exercise. And then once you have that, solid, and you're sure, and you go through it a few times just to make sure you didn't leave anything that's salvageable. Then you add things that are not mentioned in your event list that you're grateful for. It could be grateful for a really great cup of coffee in the morning. Grateful for conversations with my neighbor. Fill your grateful book, list, page, box, whatever. You could even make a box. Take a shoe box, pretty it up a little bit, and write it on little slips of paper and just pop it in that box. All the things you're grateful for, because this is the material. This is the primary material that we're going to use to manifest what you want to bring into your life. So, this one's a shorter video because I need to leave you to it so that you could get on your gratitude list. I'm going to repeat it again because when I teach, I tell you, this is my teaching style. I tell you what I'm going to tell you. I tell you what I tell you what it is I'm going to tell you. Then I tell you, and then I tell you what I told you. So we're going to go over this again. Take from what you vented all the good and salvageable fruit and put that on your gratitude list as what you are grateful for. And it may take a little, for some people it's easy. For others it might take you a little bit of work to figure out what in that list of the shit you vented is salvageable fruit and good fruit. And then, once you have that as your foundation, continue on with everything that you are grateful for. And we will pick up next week for the next part of this exercise. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm wishing you all a grateful week. Bye-bye.